Okay guys, in today's video, I want to introduce to you my favorite ski town I've ever visited and quite possibly my new favorite place I've ever been to. And the place I'm talking about is Hakuba. So in this video, I'm going to break down pretty much everything you need to know before you travel to Hakuba. This was our first time there. We planned on staying for 3 to 4 nights and we ended up staying over a week. We loved it so much. Our second day in Hakuba and it's dumping snow and it's such like light, awesome powdery snow. And hopefully this video will give you a lot of value and some knowledge before visiting so you're prepared. And if you do find some value in this video, please hit the like and subscribe button and share. Okay, so I'm not actually 100% sure the correct way to pronounce it. I think it may be Hakuba. So I'm gonna try and say Hakuba as much as possible. I'm sure some people in the comments will be correcting me, but for my accent, Hakuba sometimes just comes out naturally. Hakuba is located in the Japanese Alps in Nagano Prefecture on the main island of Honshu. It's about 3.5 to 4 hours from Tokyo and around 1 hour from Nagano City. So the first thing you're going to want to know is how to get there. The best option obviously is to fly into Tokyo. From Tokyo, you can get the Shinkansen. You can get that to Nagano, which will take about 1 to 1.5 hours. And then from Nagano, you're still an hour away from Hakuba, but you can just jump on a bus. So that's technically the quickest way, but it's not the cheapest. You can get just a regular train from Tokyo Central all the way to Hakuba, and that'll take you about 4 hours, I believe. And then of course, the other option is to drive, and driving is again about 3.5 to 4 hours with traffic, depending on what time of day you leave. You may be looking at 5 to 6 hours though.
We keep getting so close and then another hour gets added on. We were meant to be there at 4 and now the estimated time of arrival is 6:05 p.m. So
the biggest reason why Hakuba is my favorite ski town is a combination of things, really. It's value for money, the incredible options you have for skiing. There's 10 ski resorts in one valley. It's not like your regular ski town where there's one ski resort and everything is based around that resort. It's not even really a town or a city. It's actually a valley that has a bunch of small villages in it. So when you drive through Hakuba, you don't really feel like you're driving through a ski town, except that there's an amazing view of all of these mountains in the distance. So there may be some people who haven't heard of Hakuba yet, and that's because Niseko is typically the most popular ski resort in Japan. But I think that's going to change pretty quick because according to reports, the highest growing real estate in all of Japan was Hakuba Valley. So people are starting to take notice. Developers are starting to realize that there's extreme value in Hakuba and they're building hotels and resorts and stuff like that. So this place isn't going to be a secret for very much longer. And although Hakuba is amazing for snowboarding and winter's probably the optimal time to visit, it's all year round. There's things you can do there in spring and in summer as well as winter. And I'll get into all of that a little bit later. So as I mentioned, Hakuba is best known for its skiing, and that's because it has some of the best snowfalls in the world. Think deep, deep powder, big mountain terrain, and no real lift lines. Like, it's not busy like some resorts in Japan. Okay, so there's actually 10 different ski resorts here in Hakuba Valley, which is actually mind-blowing. So all the different ski resorts here are Happo Oni Ski Resort, not Happo 1. It looks like Happo 1, but it's Happo Oni.
Oh, we've been saying Happo 1.
Yeah. Hakuba Goryu Ski Resort, Hakuba 47 Winter Sports Park, so it's more of a park style mountain, so not as much off-piste terrain. Iwataki Mountain Resort, I'm going to butcher this, Sugaiki Mountain Resort, Hakuba Norikuru Onsen Snow Resort, that sounds awesome, we haven't been there yet. Cortina Kashimayari Jigitaki, and Able Hakuba Goryu Limoru Ski Resort. That one was a mouthful. That was fun. And then there's lodging options. One of the coolest things about Hakuba is it has so many different options. Like, there's regular hotels there, like big sort of resort style hotels. Then you have a ton of ski chalets. So these are like lodges where you can stay and you have your own room and bathroom, but maybe there's more shared facilities. It's a bit more of a community vibe and it's a little bit cheaper. There's also tons of Airbnbs that you can stay at as well. And if you want to go for a real budget option, you can stay a little bit out of town in places like Amachi. And that's about a 30-minute to 40-minute drive from Hakuba, and you're going to save a lot of money if you want to get an Airbnb there. I would recommend staying in Hakuba Valley because there's just so much to do in town, and I'll get into that as well. But before we get into that, I want to share with you something that we've been using particularly for this trip, and that is our brand new Level 8 luggage. Because getting somewhere like Hakuba, especially in winter, usually means trains, buses, snow, taxis, and moving around with quite a lot of gear. And that's exactly why we decided to upgrade our luggage recently. So this here is the Voyager 26-inch suitcase from Level 8. And one thing we noticed straight away is just how much room there is inside. The handle sits on the outside so you don't lose that internal package space, which makes a lot of difference when you're carrying bulkier winter clothes like jackets and layers. It's also made from this really solid polycarbonate shell, so it feels really durable without being too heavy. You can still carry it upstairs and stuff like that. The wheels are super smooth and quiet, which honestly makes a difference when you're navigating train stations, and the internal layout is just super practical. It has compression straps and separate compartments to keep everything organized. We've been using this across a few trips now, and it's been really solid, especially for destinations like this when you're moving around a lot. So if you're traveling to Japan, or really anywhere in the world for that matter, and you want something that looks good but that's also reliable, check out Level 8. We'll leave a link down below in the description, and if you use code LM10, you'll get 10% off at checkout. Some of the most popular places to stay in Hakuba is Happo Village or Happo Village. This is where there's a lot of really good restaurants. You can literally walk to the chairlift. A lot of the ski and snowboard rental shops are here as well, but it's a little bit more expensive. And then Echoland. Echoland is probably the most popular area to stay and to eat. This is where we spent probably majority of our time when we were there. We really loved Echoland. You walk up and down the street and there's tons of restaurant options, and they all have amazing food. So apart from just skiing and snowboarding in Hakuba, obviously I mentioned there's stuff to do in summer and in spring as well. Some of those things are hiking. There's great hikes around Hakuba. If you're there in the summertime, which they call the green season for obvious reasons, because everything just turns green, you can do downhill mountain biking if that's your thing. And then there's a ton of day trips you can do. There's a bunch of onsens around. There's tons of lakes close by as well, just quick drives. You can drive to Nagano City and go and see the temples there. You could drive to Matsumoto or even get the train to Matsumoto, which is only about, I think, 1 hour away. You can go to Matsumoto Castle. You can go to the Snow Monkey Park, which was awesome. We did that as a day trip as well, and it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there from Hakuba. So you could drive there and back in one day. And then there's just a bunch of cafes and cool restaurants that you can go and visit close by as well. And as I mentioned, if you have your own vehicle, you're going to have way more fun. But if you don't, like I said, there is a train station and a train line, so you can get around pretty easily using public transport as well. Okay, so I'll quickly break down the costs of Hakuba, because that's probably one of the biggest things and one of the biggest draws, because these days, skiing and snowboarding anywhere, any country, whether it's North America, Europe, even Australia now, the prices are absolutely ridiculous. Like I'm talking over 200 Australian dollars for a day pass to go and ski a little hill. Hakuba, way more affordable. So I'll break down the cost right now. For a budget stay, so at a budget lodging, you're going to be paying about 8,000 to 15,000 yen per night. If you go to mid-range, that'll probably go between 15,000 to 35,000. And then luxury chalets, you're probably looking at about 50,000 plus per night. As far as lift passes go, they're around 5 to 8,000 yen per day, and that depends on the resort as well. So some resorts are a little bit cheaper than others, but you can also package it and get a Hakuba Valley resort. So if you want to hit up all of the resorts at once, you can do that as well. Meals were a little bit more expensive than other places we went in Japan, but if you're comparing it to like Tokyo and Osaka, it's probably more similar to that. The cheapest meals we had were probably around 1,000 yen for like a nice bowl of ramen. And then on the more expensive side, you're looking at about 3,000, which again, compared to other ski resort towns, isn't too bad. One important thing to note though about Hakuba is it's not really that walkable. If you don't have a car, you can actually get the shuttle, which can take you pretty much anywhere. And then there's also Uber as well. But if you're in either of those two areas, like Echoland or Happo Village, and you're staying there, you can walk around there quite easily. But getting from like one end of Hakuba Valley to the other takes like 20 minutes. That's not really an option. You do need to either have a car or rely on the public transport system there, which is actually really good. All right, so the food and the restaurants here, I was blown away at how good the restaurant scene is in Hakuba. And it probably shouldn't really be a surprise because all of the food in Japan we found was awesome, but there was just so many options. Like we found a bunch of ramen diners that we absolutely loved. There's like really casual places where you can go and eat quite a cheap meal. They're more like family-friendly restaurants. And then also you've got like high-end steakhouses as well. And there's a lot of Western restaurants. We went to a Mexican place, which was pretty good, but it wasn't my favorite. We really like the authentic Japanese style stuff. It's one of the more expensive places in Japan. So you're not going to be paying the same price as you would in, say, Nagano City for a meal. It is going to be more expensive. So be prepared for that. But we still think it's pretty affordable. I was on the ski hill and I saw a vending machine which had like $1 or $2 beers in the vending machine on the ski hill. If you're in Canada and you want a beer, I mean, it's $15 or something for a pint of beer. So you're just not going to get the same value. And that's one of the reasons I love it. Like I said, such great value for money. So the culture and the atmosphere in Hakuba is probably what drew us to it the most. It has that real authentic mountain vibe, but it doesn't feel like a big ski resort. Like there's still farmland at the base of all of the mountains and there's a lot of locals that are still living there. It hasn't been completely overrun, although there is a lot of Aussies working there and doing ski seasons there. So maybe the locals have a different opinion. Maybe they think it's been overrun by Aussies, but yeah, it felt like an authentic town rather than just a commercialized ski resort. It just feels really rural Japan, but with a bit of a ski vibe as well. And I really like that. And if you're going to be there for an extended stay, so if you're going for a couple of weeks, there's pretty much everything you need. Like there's a massive supermarket there. Actually, I think there's 2 or 3 big supermarkets. And then of course you got all the different convenience stores. So you got Lawson's, 7-Eleven. Actually, I don't think there's a Family Mart there, but you've got convenience stores all over Hakuba. So you can get pretty much anything you need there. It's not like that rural where you're sort of stuck and you need to go somewhere else to buy necessities. It's not that rural. It has everything you need. So that's really good. All of the big snowboarding brands are there, like Burton, Patagonia, North Face, like they all have shops there. So everything you would expect in a ski town is there and you don't really need to travel beyond. We found the ski rental shop to be really cool actually. So I hired all of my gear from a place called Rhythm Snowboards here in Hakuba. There's actually 2 of them and pretty reasonable. It cost me around just under 10,000 yen for basically a 24-hour rental. That was for board and boots, and then the jacket and pants were like probably another 6,000 yen. Not too bad. For me, Hakuba isn't just about skiing. It's about the atmosphere, waking up to snow-covered mountains, slow mornings, good food after a long day outside, and just like that feeling of being completely surrounded by nature. It's honestly one of those places where you can be active, but also feel like you're slowing down and enjoying being in a completely different environment. And that balance combined with the value for money and the variety of resorts is probably why I think Hakuba is going to get more and more popular over the next few years. I think Hakuba is about to have its moment. So yeah, I think that's everything. That's Hakuba. If you're planning a trip and if you want more Japan guides like this, check out our whole Japan travel guide series. We also have a second vlog channel where you see more raw stuff and behind the scenes sort of vlog style content. So hit that up as well. And if you found this video helpful at all, we'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe. That way it gets shown to more people, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys.